Hello everyone, welcome to another Rogue Media Gaming PC Tech Review. You can find me at Nathan Holtz on Twitter, and all of our content on YouTube and Twitter through Rogue Media Gaming. Today I'm giving you my thoughts on the One More Spearhead VRX gaming headset. First, let's talk about the specs. It's a wired headset, either using USB to USB micro or a 3.5mm cable. Although the USB is needed to power the lighting, Waves NX, which is their head tracking software, and to access the 7.1 channel virtual surround sound. The Spearhead has a large 50mm graphene driver. There's an integrated microphone and dual mic noise canceling. The RGB lighting features lighting of the logo, the outside ear cup, and that boom mic. And this unit can be found for an MSRP of $199. Opening the packaging was a pleasing experience. The packaging was sturdy, had these really cool artist renderings of the headset on the interior. It came with the micro USB cable, 3.5mm headphone cable, cute sticker of the One More bearer, and it came with a carrying bag. Probably not something I would use, but it'd give you a little bit of protection from the elements, and it does remind me of some of the higher end shoes like a Gucci or a Prada come with, as far as like a dust bag. Also, the headset was held in with a pair of Velcro straps. Personally, I think this is a pretty nice touch. Since it's a wired unit, you may be able to use the little Velcro straps to help with your cable management a little bit. Although I will admit that I wish the cable was a little bit longer than what it is. For me, I have a very large desk. It's 7.5 feet long, so you know I needed a slightly longer cable. That may not be necessary for those out there that are just using kind of the standard 2 by 4 foot or 2 by 5 foot desk. But I would mention that you probably would want a longer cable, even on those desks, if you have a case that sits under your desk or where your only access to USB is on the back as opposed to on the front of your case. Now, for my purposes, I put it through its paces against my daily driver, which is the Arctis Steel Series wireless headset. Sorry, the Arctis 7, which has about a $50 lower MSRP, but can be found for around $125. I do like how modern looking this headset is, and how sturdy it feels. This metal band is really strong. The cups feel super tight, and overall it feels like it's very well constructed. The headband is flexible, but I do have a couple minor gripes, which is the bits here that you put on your ears are kind of like a leatherette material, which isn't breathable, and after a couple of hours my ears start to feel pretty warm from wearing this headset. It also has a combo volume bass dial, which you can click to change and adjust both volume and bass, and an on-off button right above that on this side of the headset. For the money, they feel a little chintzy, a little cheap. The click is not firm. It's a very soft click, and the on-off switch, at least on this one, doesn't move very far. I wanted to start out my review by doing a music torture test of sorts, but the joke was on me, because the real torture was trying to get the software for the Spearhead VRX to work. Granted, this software is pre-market release, so hopefully the next version will fix some of the issues, but I ended up having to uninstall my webcam, uninstall my other headset software and mess with a few other little things to get it to even work on a semi-consistent basis. And I didn't have time to reach out to one more on these issues, so like I said, hopefully they'll have a fix for what I think is just like a little bit of a compatibility bug in the next version of the software. But after getting it to work, I did finally put it through its first test by listening to a pretty wide range of music. Now, this isn't everything I listened to, but to give you an idea, I listened to Adele Daydreams, Animals as Leaders, the song Odessa, Get Lucky by Daft Punk, Super Theory of Super Everything by Gogo Bordella, Rosa Parks by Outkast. I really wanted to see how it worked with a wide range of music, some that was intense with the bass, some that was intense with the vocals, some that was intense with guitars, etc., to get a really good idea of what this headset sounds like. Although music isn't its main purpose, almost everybody I know who has a gaming headset also uses it to listen to music while they're gaming. So it is very important to get a feel for this. Comparing the Arctis 7 versus the Spearhead VRX, the Spearhead held its own on the bass and the highs, but I did have to use the less bright setting on its EQ, even at normal listening levels, so that the treble would come in a more pleasing way. Overall, the separation and soundstage was wide in most tracks, but the mid-range seemed to suffer some muddiness when listening to really heavy guitar-laden tracks. And as I turned up the volume on the Spearhead, I definitely experienced distortion well before I did in my daily driver. But what you all want to know is, how does it sound when gaming? So primarily I spent my time playing two games, Middle Earth Shadow of War and Fortnite. The gaming experience was very pleasant from an audio standpoint. I felt fairly well immersed in the game, especially in the gritty world of Middle Earth. The head tracking is a pretty cool feature, and it adds a bit to the immersion. So essentially, like, as you turn left, the sound, comes more from this direction. As you turn right, it comes more from the right. Like, things are closer to you here, and things over here sound further away. So it does add for a little bit of immersion. But when playing on my PC on a single monitor, I'm not doing a lot of this back and forth for that to make a big difference. So it's a pretty cool experience when you do hear it, but I don't think it really adds anything material to the listening experience personally. And while it sounded great in Fortnite, it certainly didn't make me a better Fortnite player. But I'm generally terrible at first-person shooters, so I didn't think any headset was really going to help me with it, but it did sound good. Overall, it's a decent headset. I don't know that it's a great value at the $199 price point, and I certainly wouldn't replace my Arctis 7 with it. I would prefer wireless over the RGB. As nice as it does look, I would prefer that, or over the head tracking at this price point. And though music is not its main purpose, as I mentioned earlier, a little fine-tuning of the 50mm driver, I think could go a real long way in making the Spearhead VRX worth its $199 price tag. So that's it. Tell us what you think. Comment down below. Hit the like button if you like this video and you want to see more reviews, or thumbs down if you hated it. But hopefully you did enjoy it, and you come back for plenty more hardware reviews in the future.